Hi, and welcome to Dwayne's Guitar Lessons. I'm your host, Dwayne Jenkins. And I thought today I would put a video together, a little how-to video on the basics of playing guitar. This is basically for somebody who's just starting out. Maybe they just got a guitar, or you possibly are thinking about getting into guitar. If you already have a guitar, you know how to play a few chords and things like that, then this video isn't for you. I wouldn't recommend watching it because you're just going to get bored with it. But if you're just a person who's just starting out, very basic, saying I want to maybe get a guitar, I just got a guitar, don't know what to do with it, then this is a video for you. So what we're going to do is I'm going to just tell you some basic things about your guitar, how to get started real quick here, and then later on I'm going to post some more videos. It's going to take us from there, okay? I've been teaching for quite a while. I've had some people ask me about putting stuff on YouTube, basically putting some videos on my website, so I thought, what the heck, why not? Seems like a pretty good time to do that. So let's get started here, okay? Now, what I'm playing through is basically a basic electric guitar that you buy at the music store. It looks kind of like a Fender. There's a lot of them that look very much like that. You basically have two styles. You have either your Fender or your Gibson. And they all kind of fall into that category. This one is more of a Fender style guitar. Now the guitar is shaped a certain way. As you can see, it's got this curve right here, and that's designed for you to hold it onto your knee like this, okay? So it's kind of comfortable. And it's also got a cutaway back here. You can see it's cut away back here, so that way when you do rest it on your knee, you can lean it back and it leans kind of into your body. And it's also got a little bit of a curve right here, so when you put your arm here, it's comfortable. You can just strum like that, okay? Now this is the body of the guitar. This is the fretboard. This back here is considered the neck. This part right here is the headstock. These are your tuning keys, which you tune the guitar with. This is the nut right here where my finger is. That's what holds the strings in place. And these dots on your fretboard are called fret markers, and those kind of show you where to be when you learn to play the guitar. They kind of let you know where you're at, okay? So I'm not going to go much into a whole lot of detail about all that stuff, but just kind of some basics on how to get started here, okay? And later in some videos that I'm going to post up, I'll show you a little bit more about that stuff. I don't want to make the video too long and get you bored. So we're going to get started here with the main thing you want to know on your guitar is how to hold it. That's very important. If you're going to play with the pick, one of these, you want to hold it kind of like you're holding it in between either your thumb and your first finger or your thumb and your second finger. People are a little bit different. Some people feel comfortable holding it between their thumb and their first finger. Some people feel comfortable holding it between their thumb and their second finger. It doesn't really matter how you do it, just whatever is most comfortable for you. And picks usually have kind of a certain shape to them like this. And this shape right here, you want to have that facing the string. So that's what you're going to strum the guitar with, okay? Now some people play with their fingers and they don't use a pick, and that's okay too. There's really no right or wrong way of playing music. That's what I love about music, is you can do it any way you really want to do it. You just kind of learn the basics, you get it down, and that's kind of how it works, and you take it from there. So now that we know how to hold the guitar, we know how to hold the pick, we know we can just strum the strings like this. The next thing we want to know is how many strings are on our guitar. We have 6 strings. They're going to be labeled as such. Your first string at the bottom is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Your biggest string is going to be 6. Your first string is going to be 1. Okay? So just think of it like that. Your biggest string, biggest number is at the top. Your smallest string, smallest number is at the bottom. And that's going to be important to know in case you decide to learn how to read tablature. Tablature is sheet music for guitar, and it's probably a pretty good thing to learn if you get serious about playing guitar, because once you learn how to read it, then you can download songs off the internet for free and, you know, play your favorite song. And that's the whole reason why we play guitar in the first place, to play songs. So now that we know how many strings we have, we need to know the name of the strings, okay? The name of the strings are going to be, starting with your 6th string, are going to be E, A, D, G, B, and E. And to remember those, you can think of an acronym as elephants and donkeys grow big ears. That's a pretty popular one. Or you could remember it as Eddie ate dynamite, goodbye Eddie. Or if you want to start with from the bottom all the way up, you could say Easter bunnies get drunk after Easter. That's another one too, but I wouldn't recommend that for your kid. But anyway, as long as you remember, it doesn't really matter how you do it, just as long as you remember the strings, okay? And it's very important to remember the names of your strings. Why? Because that's how you're going to tune the guitar, okay? If the guitar's not in tune, it's not going to sound good. You're going to go to play it and it's going to sound terrible, and then you're not going to want to play the guitar. So you've got to know how to tune your guitar. It's very, very important. And what I would recommend with doing that is getting an electronic tuner, very much like this. You plug it into here, and it has a little needle that comes up, and the whole process is to get the needle to come to the center. When the needle comes to the center, the light at the top here turns green and it tells you're in tune. And then it also tell you, give you the name of the string, if it's E, A, D, or G, something like that. These also work really well for acoustic guitars too. They work with a little microphone, that little microphone right here. And when you're trying to tune your acoustic guitar, they pick up the sound and they register with the needle. So these work really well as that too. Another one that's real popular tuner is this one right here. This is a tuner that works off the vibration of the strings. It doesn't work off a microphone or a cord like the other one does that I just showed you. This one, you clip it onto the tip of your guitar here, your headstock like this. And when you play a string, it turns green. As you can see, I'm not sure if you can see that. I know the quality of this video isn't the greatest, but this turns, if you can see that color turns green, and also says E right there, so that lets me know that it's in tune. And it's really good for people like you and I who, we can't see too well always. When you get older, your vision goes out a little bit, and these have really nice displays for that purpose. So I would recommend either one of those kind of tuners, okay? Get one. If you need to know where to get one, you can get one at my website at Dwayne's Guitar Lessons. You can go there, and I have a link to music store right there on my website. You can go there and look up. They have actually all kinds of different ones, but these are the two popular ones. Ones are made by Korg. This one's IntelliTouch. They have a couple different ones, and if you have any questions about which one to get, by all means contact me. I'll guide you in the right direction. Just want to make sure you get a tuner. That's very, very important. Make sure your guitar is in tune, so that way when you start to learn to play it, you're fine, okay? Now, once you get all that down, then you start to learn some chords. Now, we're not going to go through all this stuff on this particular video because it'll make it too long, and I don't want to make it too long, but I just want to show you the basics of the guitar. So once you've got all that down, then you learn some chords, and you can play some stuff like this. Now it's just playing 3 chords, strumming back and forth on a guitar, almost sound like I'm playing a song, which is the whole purpose of why we play, guitar in the first place. Or, if you want, you can play, if you want to rock out, you can play with some distortion, a little distortion pedal here, give it more of a sound like this, And so, or you can learn some scales, single note stuff like this. And then, play stuff like this. If that's your thing. If that's not your thing, that's okay too. But that was just an example of some of the things that you can do, okay? So we're going to conclude the lesson there. And my recommendation is watch this as many times as you need to. And like I said, the main thing is knowing your strings. And I'll be posting some videos later on what to do after we learn the basics, learn some chords, some scales, maybe play some songs, stuff like that, okay? And I'll also be posting a video on the acoustic guitar too, in case the acoustic guitar is your thing, okay? So, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it. If you want to contact me, you can always contact me at my website at dwaynesguitarlessons.com. And if there's anything you need for me to help you with, by all means, let me know. and I will try to help you out the best I can. Thank you for your time, and you have yourself a good one. Thank you.